Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back again with another video for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy this. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also hit that bell for future notifications and uploads from me. Alright, now let's get started. Okay, so first of all, I just want to say, a lot of people ask me, this is the reason why I don't get turned up. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, let me break it down to basic terms for you. The reason why I don't get crazy, wild, why I don't get drunk off my ass, why I don't get wasted, why I don't party. Now, I'm one of those people that I learned to adjust naturally. Like, I know since I was a young kid, I knew, and I made my decisions and my choices ahead of time. I tried to be smart about it. I do make some wise decisions, and now being older, I'm kind of happy that I decided to do that. And the reason why is because of what I've seen people do in my life as a child. And like, I don't want to put nobody on blast or anything like that, but I'm just gonna say, we have two parents, right? Well, my mom doesn't drink at all. She doesn't smoke at all. She doesn't do drugs. My dad, on the other hand, I'm sorry if you're watching this, he loves his liquor. He loves his beer. Sometimes, I would talk to him or whatever. He'd always have his little bottle, or he'd have his, whatever. I took him to the liquor store. There's nothing wrong with it. But when it gets to a point of where you have to have it every single day constantly, that's when it's a problem. And I remember when I was a little kid, my uncles and my dad used to drink a lot. They used to, get together and drink. And I remember there would be nights when we were little kids. I had a playmate. We were the same age. God rest his soul. I actually went to visit his grave the other day. We grew up together, and I was living in New York. He died unexpectedly at a young age, tragically. And it's very sad to see somebody that was like young, that you grew up with and that you played with. And that's happened a lot to people my age that I grew up with and that I was playmates with that have overdosed or died in tragic accidents unexpectedly. So may God rest all their souls. We were sleeping, and I remember, like, I had a cousin that was majorly into drinking, and they would have, I don't want to say throw parties, but they would just, get together and start drinking. And I remember my dad and my uncle, God rest his soul, because he had passed 2 years ago. I remember I was peeking around a corner, and there was some police officers, I believe, that was there. And then I remember one of my cousins getting dragged out. She was cursing, and she was fighting the police, and she was mad. She was cursing at my mom. And I remember my uncle had like a bloody nose because my dad had hit him and then ripped my dad's shirt was ripped off of him, and they were both drunk out of their minds. And I was just watching them as a little kid hyperventilating and shit. That's when my anxiety levels kicked in and skyrocketed to the roof. So parents, your decisions do affect your children's lives and their emotional well-being and everything. So I used to see my dad and everybody fighting when I was little. They were actually my brother. I have a younger brother that's 2 years younger than me. Him and my cousin, who are about the same age, just 2 years younger than me. My dad and his brother, and then my mom and her first cousin, they're like, my cousin was with my uncle, my mom was with my dad. So we were all really close, and we grew up really close with them when we were younger. They were newborn babies, so I had to be at least 2, 3. I remember this clearly, guys. Dad, Mom, I remember this very clearly. My dad and my uncle were fighting. They fell onto the babies and landed on top of the babies while the babies were sleeping. And I remember my mom and my cousin screaming, saying that they landed on top of the babies. So they got really mad at the guys, and the guys were fighting, and they had to pick up the babies and take them to the other room. And I was standing here watching this entire thing, and I'm just like, whatever, So that's majorly why I thought I don't ever want to do that. I don't ever want to act like that. I don't ever want to make those choices. As 3 years old, I remember saying this to myself. And then my mom and my cousin didn't talk very long, so I'm like, I don't want to do that. You know, I don't want to have that kind of stuff affecting my life and my family. And the first time I actually tasted beer, like nasty beer, I don't even know alcohol, I don't know liquor, I don't know anything drink wise, so people laugh at me all the time, but hey, I'm not the one fucking myself up here at the end of the day. Excuse me. I told my brother's like, dare you taste that? You know, he was at like this softball thing, and we were there in the summertime, and of course they had their beer out where little kids can get it. My uncle, that's a lie, my dad, you guys know better than that shit. So, because of you guys leaving your beer there, I dipped my finger in it and I was tasting it a couple of times. And I realized how disgusting that tastes. And I said, that is nasty. I am never going to ever drink that nasty stuff ever. And I didn't want to. Whew. So, I remember when I was a little baby in one of those walker chairs that you ride around in. I remember there'd be beer boxes and beer cases, beer cans everywhere, full cans of beer, and I'm just running all over this stuff. And growing up with a parent that is an alcoholic, a parent that does drink a lot, it's really sad, and it really affects life. It has had such a tremendous effect on me that as an adult, I haven't even had kids because I'm afraid I'm going to make those same wrong mistakes, and I don't want to do that. I mean, I want to be a good parent when I do decide to have kids, because I've seen how some of the choices that people in my life and when I was growing up have made, and it did have an impact on me. And then seeing young people pass away from tragic accidents as a result of drinking, of being intoxicated and driving, or just something happening. No, I'm not making those decisions. You know, I'm not even a little bit. I used to drink a little bit. Like, I would try a little bit, because I did have a friend that would drink occasionally. And I told them I'm scared to death of drinking. And I shared my experiences with them. I share my experiences with everyone, because I think it's important, and I think that it is wrong that when people can't handle their liquor. You know, if you're gonna drink, be responsible. Just if you act stupid when you get shit-faced, don't do it. Just don't. So there was another time I'm gonna share with you guys really quick. When I was probably about 11 years old, this location that I live in, I cannot give out. But my mom was working 3 to 11, and she was working. My brother used to have a lot of male friends, and they used to come around all the time, and I was terrified to death of them. Like, I would have to ask him, can you please tell them not to be mean to me? Can you please tell them to stay away from me? And he would, and I would go hide in my room the rest of the night. Or sometimes I would stay with my mom at work, because to avoid that, simply, you know? So I was digging around in a cabinet for something, and one of my older brother's friends was on the couch. And I remember them saying that he was drinking, and he was laying there just sleeping. And I'm thinking, okay, he's out cold. So then I'm like moving stuff around, trying to find something or whatever. And I was going to go back up to my room. Well, I hear some scuffling and some moving and stuff. And when I look over, I see him struggling to get up off the couch like this. And he has his hands over his face, and there's vomit just coming out everywhere, hitting the floor. I hear it all. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I didn't know what to say. Puke everywhere. All on the fucking floor, all up the stairs, everywhere. It's disgusting. It stunk. It smelled like pure, straight up, some type of beer or alcohol. And he puked everywhere. Everywhere but the toilet. Guess who had to clean it up? My brother and one of his other friends. They made him leave. They told him, you get out, you need to leave, you're drunk, you shouldn't even be here, you need to go home, sober up. So he left. I said, I ain't touching that, I ain't cleaning that, ain't my mess. I ain't the one drinking, I'm not the idiot, I'm not the dumbass that went and drank a whole freaking 24 pack of beer. Yeah, he used to drink stupidly. And that same friend, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but I had to put this out there, because you are one of my you are one of my learning experiences as to why I don't get turned up, okay? And I'm not releasing your information so you can't get mad. Another thing that was a wake-up call for me when I was probably about 12, it was the middle of the night. It was probably like around 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock p.m. And my brother was upstairs, my older brother. My mom was sleeping. And I was like, I don't know what I was doing, guys. I was doing something. But I hear somebody knocking on the door. So I'm like, who the hell would be here this late? So I get up. I go and peek out. We had like the long side window next to the door. I peek out and I'm like, who is that? I turn the porch light on. And it's my brother's friend. The one that I told you that threw up everywhere by the toilet. Yo, when I tell you he was unrecognizable, I mean he was unrecognizable. He had lumps on his forehead, on his head, on the side, sticking out like this far. I'm not even joking. I'm not even kidding. Like, that is the worst I've seen somebody beat up. His whole head was sticking out. His eyes were swollen shut. He could not see. He could not talk. He was so wasted, so drunk, out of his mind that he didn't even know what had happened. And I was like, oh my God, like, oh my God. Like, I didn't know. I was freaking out. Like, when I was hyperventilating, I was having heart palpitations, and I'm 12 years old. To see this person so beat up that they couldn't even speak. My brother, I was like, oh my God, he's beat up. Like, I'm hysterical. He takes a roll of toilet paper and tells him, yo, you gotta go. Like, you gotta go. Like, you cannot be here. You're drunk. Like, I don't know what you're doing. Like, just go. Like, you can't, we couldn't get involved in that type of stuff. Like, that was not my problem. I was trying to be responsible and stay home because I seen these type of things. I don't get turned up, guys. Please be smart. No, if you can't handle your liquor, don't do it at all. Ugh. Like, there's just so many bad things that I have seen in my young life when I was before I was even a teenager. It was bad. I mean, I've had so many people in my family that have passed way too early. And it's sad because a lot of them, having kids and then their parents get stuck taking care of the kids. It's our decisions. We need to make wise choices. I've learned, I took other people's experiences and bad choices. I didn't want to experience that. So I'm like, I'm going to learn from what they did. Like, I don't want to look like that. I don't want to have my head this far out and my eyes shut. No, I'm not doing that. I have a parent that suffers to this day because they drink and they can't stop. And I wish to God that he would, because you have kids, you have family, you have a life, and this is how you choose to live it. Like, you could have so much more than what you have. You are so much more than what you are making it out to be. But you choose to go down that road and just ruin it for yourself, basically. And I tried to be there. I tried to be helpful. I tried to do what I can do. I bought Christmas gifts for everybody 2 years ago. And this man, I wanted another chance with this man. And I tried, and I went to him, and he said, as long as I can remember the conversation that we had. It's not funny. Like, I'm your kid. I haven't seen you in years, since I was like 18 years old. And I was like 29 at the time. And I'm reaching out to you as your daughter. So please, give me this chance. I tried. And I got so upset. I'm going to be honest. I got so upset that 2 years ago during Christmas time, I told this man that I needed his address so I can come and drop off his gifts to him. And I didn't expect anything in return. I wasn't looking for anything. I didn't want anything. I don't need money. I don't want money. I don't want none of that. Like, if I'm fucking with you, I'm fucking with you hard and for real. Like, I'm not one of those people that's going to be like, use you for what you have. No. Like, if I'm your friend, I'm your friend. I'm really your friend. Like, if I'm your girlfriend, I'm really your girlfriend. If I'm your wife, I'm really your wife. If I'm your daughter, I'm really your fucking daughter. Like, I am what I am. I'm not anything else other than that. So I don't play when it comes to that type of stuff. I haven't really talked to him since. I think he kind of knew. I don't know if somebody said anything. I told my uncle that I seen that I was pissed off at him. I said I'm kind of pissed off and disappointed with him because I had gifts. I needed his address. I tried to go to his house. He wouldn't tell me where he lived. He wouldn't give me anything. He told me he was busy as soon as I brought it up to go and take him his gifts. So you know what I did? I took all that stuff. I gave the coffee to my mom that I was going to give him. I gave her the filters. I gave a friend of mine the shirts that I got for him or something. I gave them the body sprays, the body washes, everything that I had gotten for this man that I call my father. But because he didn't want me to come over there to give it to him and I expected nothing in return, he'd rather go out and do what he does and drink and get turned up. So I hope this helps you guys in some way. I hope you guys look at things in a positive light, and I hope you guys learn from your experiences or other people's experiences and decide to think before you do something, because life is important. Time is precious. It's the most important thing. It's the most powerful thing. And I really, really hope that you, as my viewers, really, really, really make the right decisions in your life, especially if you're young. Try to go down the right road and not the wrong road. Okay? So this is why I don't get turned up. This is why I don't drink. I take my health very serious now. It is what it is. I mean, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I love you guys so much. Stay safe. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.